And I'm like at that point in a project where you're wondering, what the HE double hockey sticks did I do? Damn.
I was raised in the rust, built tough as nails, where the wind cuts sharp and the weak boys bail. I felt the dirt, I've tasted steel, but I ain't never bowed and I never will. Got a backbone carved out of red clay pride, and a fire that don't quit when it's tested or tried.
Good morning, YouTube. So let's talk about where we left off on the last video. I had to move DuckDuck's enclosure to a different spot because she was sick and not getting any better. And the day after we moved her, she started laying eggs again. And now every single day we get an egg from her. And DuckDuck laid her first egg. It's her first one since we've been here. Look at that. She's so happy. And she is getting better. She's much happier. So that was a very big win. In that video, I mentioned that I need probably something like a GoPro, and that it's usually just me out here, and it's hard to film content on my phone. Immediately after that, my phone broke, and it was out for probably 2 weeks. And right after I got my new phone, I got really sick. So it's been a lot of downtime, but it has allowed me to work on developing my app, Regencape, which is an regenerative agriculture advising app. It allows the user to input their site data, what their goals are, and then select from a database that my husband and I built. These plants are not, this is not like a gardening app. This is not how to plant a tomato. This is how to regenerate your soil while also maintaining or creating income from the plants. And it's about how to build resiliency with the changing weather patterns and climate and the degraded soils. It's really hard to predict what the future is going to look like, and that makes growing food and having that resilience really hard. So this app takes a lot of guesswork out of that, and this is just one step in an entire suite that I hope to build one day. Hi, Posty. So we look forward to sharing this with all of you. It's very exciting. It's almost ready to launch for a beta program. And if you would be interested in this beta program, I will put a link in the comments of this video. And at the end of the video, I think I might try to add a QR code, or maybe even right now, if that's how it works. I don't really know what I'm doing. So it's exciting stuff. It's a beautiful day. Let's go do some permaculture. This little plant has completely taken over our entire yard. It has spread everywhere. And because we have dogs, but more importantly, young kids, we just can't risk somebody trying one of the berries, because that would be absolutely devastating. And I've tried pulling them out by the root, and these tap roots are so deep. It's one of the very few things, as you can see, that's actually doing well in our soil. which is basically solidified. The topsoil has been depleted. And underneath this is something called, I've heard it pronounced caliche or caliche, and it is solidified calcium carbonate. And it's normally found underneath your soil, like a layer down, I think 20 to 40 inches or so. But in our case, it's basically all that's left. So, yeah, they break off. So, tough decisions. But despite the hard decisions, we have a lot of fun, exciting projects that we're working on. We have our first real rain coming. We've had a couple storms pass by the property, but it hasn't rained here where we are. But starting Thursday night into Friday morning, we are supposed to get about an inch of rain, which is a lot for us. But before the rain comes, we need to address some serious erosion on our property. To the right and left, there are these areas that have been totally washed out, and every rain that comes through just washes more and more away. And we want to stop that process, reverse it, and that's what we plan to do today. This is one of the walking paths that we have been working on. This will be a pollinator pathway with wildflowers, probably mulch paths. So you can see the mesquite is coming in, and I learned recently that it's actually invasive, but it does provide shade, and we could definitely use that. But if left unmanaged, these plants in a food forest can totally take over. Right along here is where that washout begins on this side. And it comes, the water washes down here and settles into this canyon break, which spans the back side of our property, which is the north side. And I think the best thing that we can do while using what we have and not using too much financial input, keeping our costs down, is to add something kind of like a check dam in these lower portions. So right in here, we could install something that will stop the water and just hold it here. It will stop in these portions right here and just kind of hold the water. So from the street down to here, it's about a 3 to 5% grade. And then from here down there, 10 to 15%. And the land is just getting washed away over and over and over again. I know I talk about the wind a lot, but guys, it's serious out here. And why does everything in the desert have thorns? Here on Farm to Forest, we're doing the best we can with what we have and tearing down this giant, useless eyesore. The rooster was accepted into the other flock of birds. The other chickens and the other roosters welcomed him in, so he now sleeps with all of them. And this really serves no purpose and it's in the way, so we're tearing it down.
Cause I was built for this. I don't need luck when the storm rolls in. I ride that thunder like it's born within. Been down to nothing, still I rose with nothing but truth in my callous soul. Ain't no map for the path I ride, just a six-gear faith and a flame inside. You can count me out, but you'll count wrong. I don't crack, I just get strong. I was built for this, for the back road wars, for the locked door scars and the slamming floors, for the lost, the stings and the pride that climbs, for the line you draw and the one I cross every time. Yeah, I'm stormproof, fire-tested, tight fist. You can't shake what was made like this. I don't flinch, I persist. Cause I was built for this. Hey, 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 hey. Call it crazy, call it fate, but I was born to show the way. Let the world try knocking me down, I get up and shake the ground.
Damn. Because ideally it will catch, slow everything down, and just let this area pond up instead of washing out. Trying to figure out how to get this down there.
Mom, I hold this.
You want to hold the phone? Okay.
Oh.
Slowly but surely. We've ripped out much of the fencing, started to terrace this area. See, it's the end of April. Yesterday it was 96 degrees. But it's coming along. This is like day 6. There's just so much trash. I don't understand how people can just leave garbage all over. So we have some pretty big garbage hauls to make. We did find some free wood chips, a drop off nearby. Now that stuff has started to grow, we see the barren spots and where things just aren't going to grow at all. That's where we will be covering with wood chips to keep the sun from continuously baking the ground. It is May 3rd, Sunday. Hello. 7:20 p.m. Central Time. About 75 degrees outside. And we have a little bit of progress to show you before we wrap it up for the weekend. I had a thought that instead of using mulch or gravel to cover this walkway, I'm going to just try hay, because maybe someday, hopefully, some seeds might sprout and we will have grass again. If nothing else, it will keep the I don't know if you heard that over the wind. Windiest city in the country. We're watering it down so it does not blow away. And he's right. It will break down, and we'll just keep layering it on top, and it will be better for the soil, even if something doesn't sprout. So we'll see how this goes here. I'm sure the chickens are going to just love it and scratch it all up. No, what can you do? But this has come a long ways. Our inch of rain ended up being a little sprinkle out here on the property. So we have to wait longer for more rain. But that gives us time to make this log jam bigger, so it can catch even more water when the time is right. Well, that's a wrap. See you next time.